Hello everyone, my name is MrHurriicane. Welcome back to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise. It's week 7 and the Jaguars are on the road to take on the 3-2 Baltimore Ravens. After jumping out to an exciting 4-0 start, the Jaguars put together a performance last week that was closer to what we'd expect from the 3-win team last year. It was easily the worst performance for the defense, and the offense was unable to run the football, and Blake Bortles had 2 pick sixes. That was a big wake-up call. Now we'll see how this team responds. From Baltimore, we are underway. And back deep is Lamar Miller from the 5. To the 20 uncontested and met by Spencer Paysinger at the 28. Over the past 2 years, this Raven offense has added a lot of speed, and they open up empty. Flacco in the shotgun, 3 receivers plus Lamar Miller. 1st and 10, Flacco underneath and complete to the tight end, Dennis Pitta. That's good for 5 or 6. Here is the Raven offense. This offensive line is one of the most complete units in the league. And at the skill positions, Lamar Miller starts at tailback. Damien Todd, the speedy rookie, starts at wide receiver. I formation, fake on 2nd down. Flacco with time, airing it out. Damien Todd deep downfield. He makes the catch, and the Ravens almost score a touchdown on the 2nd play. 2 100-yard performances in his first 5 games, and Damien Todd starts things off with a 58-yard catch, beating Devon House. From the 1, inside give, it is Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, and the Ravens have the first points on the day. We've seen this now for a few weeks. The big plays are a big problem. For the first time, here is the Jacksonville Jaguar offense. Opening with 2 tight ends in the formation, they start things on the ground with TJ Yeldon, who gets 3. He only managed 32 rushing yards last week. Again with 2 tight ends. Now Bortles passing for the first time, and outside is Julius Thomas for a first down. Bortles had 3 interceptions last week, played a strong second half, and finished with 379 yards. Here is Yeldon on first down. He stopped shy of the 40, but early on it's looking like a little bit better running game already for Jacksonville, but they're up against a pretty stout Raven defense, even without star inside linebacker CJ Mosley. We lost the battle up front against Oakland last week, and this Ravens front 7 is no joke either. 3rd down and 6, Bortles passing complete. That's a first down to Allen Hurns, and he crosses the 50. Jaguars going trips right, inside man is Julius Thomas. Bortles hits Thomas on the crossing pattern, first down and much more as he gets into the open field and takes this inside the 25 of the Ravens. Good first possession so far for Jacksonville as Yeldon is brought down for a loss by Darryl Smith. Single high safety look, Bortles back to the air. Here comes pressure, Bortles gets it away and is off the mark, well in front of Mercedes Lewis. Now facing 3rd and 11, here comes a safety blitz, and Bortles goes outside to Allen Robinson, and that will move the chains. Bortles 4 of 6 so far. Another run, here's Yeldon following A.J. Cann inside the 5, and that's good for 8. Knocking on the door now, 2nd down and short. Bortles passing, end zone, knocked away. What a deflection. Bortles wanted Chris Matthews. Now facing a 3rd down and 3 with 2 receivers on the field. Bortles in trouble, and he is sacked. Brandon Williams, the first one there. More red zone woes on this first possession. A 7-3 game now in the first quarter as the kickoff sails deep, and here's the rookie, Damien Todd. Across the 15 to the 20, trying to make a man miss. He goes through Olawale, but is brought down at the 26. Ravens' second possession now underway, and here's a run. Lamar Miller's going nowhere. It's Sergio Brown. Excellent in run defense. Ravens going stack as they face 3rd down and 6. Flacco with time, firing sideline incomplete. It's Todd once again. Found the opening in the zone coverage, and the Ravens move the chains. Juszczyk back in the game. He leads the way as Lamar Miller gets a lane and crosses the 50 from 146 to the other. Now a 3rd down and inches as Miller gets it again. They have him bottled up, but he breaks away. Still stumbling around as Miller gets about 5 extra. I thought we had him for sure. It would force 4th down. Big conversion by Miller. Now they're nearing field goal range. Dump off this time. It's Lorenzo Taliaferro, and that will be good for about 8. Back in the eye on 3rd down. Fake inside, here's the pitch, Lamar Miller, first down and more, gets a block, he's inside the 10, and Lamar Miller goes in from 30 yards out. The Baltimore Ravens have put together 2 impressive touchdown possessions to start the game. the Jaguars have not been able to contain the speed. Is this Jacksonville offense prepared for a foot race? They take over, and down goes Yeldon, brought down for a big loss by Trey Taylor, the rookie outside linebacker. After a loss of 3, Bortles goes outside and fits it in somehow to Allen Hurns, and that gets the first down. Olawale now in the game as Yeldon follows his fullback and picks up a solid 6 yards. Rookie Michael Riley now in the game, a 2-receiver set on 3rd down and short. Bortles throws and hits Allen Robinson on the slant. Good catch, first down. Same personnel on 1st and 10. Fake, and here's a screen out to Robinson, but Zadarius Smith sniffs it out, and Robinson lost a couple. Now in a 3-wide look, Marquise Lee in the game. Bortles going deep, Lee's way, and he can't make the catch. Will Hill delivered the hit that knocked it out. Needing something big here to move the chains, 5-man rush. Bortles rolling right away from pressure, tries to hit his man short, that was Thomas, out of bounds and incomplete. The Jaguars seem a little overwhelmed so far as the Ravens take over. 2 drives and 2 touchdowns, and here's a pass complete to Dennis Pitta, close to the first down marker. Baltimore goes offset eye on 3rd down as Miller gets the carry, runs straight ahead into 3 Jaguars, and I think they got the stop this time. Indeed they did, 4th down. Good stop by the defense as the Jaguar offense now has it inside their own 30. Fake to Yeldon, nowhere to roll out, so Bortles hits Thomas short, and this will get the first down and more as he takes it across the 40. That's 14 yards. Plenty of yards after the catch this year for Julius Thomas. Now inside, Antoine Goodley gets a rare carry, and he picks up 5. Goodley out and Denard Robinson in. Ravens send an extra man, and the pass is caught on 2nd down by Denard Robinson, and that moves the chains. Nearing the 5-minute mark in the first half, back to the air. Bortles hits Thomas this time for a first down as the Jaguars get back in field goal range. Robinson is still in, and now he gets the handoff. Running right, he picks up around 6. Tackled by Will Hill. Still no sign of Yeldon on 2nd down. Back to pass under pressure and off his back foot. Bortles has Robinson running to the edge. He gets inside the 10 and gives the Jaguars 1st and goal. Now TJ Yeldon is back in the game. 1st and goal though, Bortles passing and complete. Marquise Lee down to the 3-yard line. 18 passes already for Bortles. And here's another one on 2nd and goal. He hits Thomas short, and that maybe gained a yard, which means we have another 3rd down and goal. 3 receivers left, Yeldon in the game. And Bortles throws Yeldon's way. That's a touchdown. The Jaguars cut into this Raven lead with a TJ Yeldon touchdown reception. But running back Denard Robinson was a big reason why the Jaguars got into the red zone in the first place. Good drive by Jacksonville. 14-10 in the first half as there is just over 2 minutes left to go. Lamar Miller outside is going nowhere with Byron Maxwell stopping him for a loss. Again, they move Todd away from Nate Bell. On 2nd down, Flacco fires outside and complete. That's Brian Hartline at the 30, and the Ravens move the chains. A perfect passing day so far for Flacco. On 2nd down, again with plenty of time, he hits Damien Todd in front of Nate Bell. The Ravens continue driving down the field. Jaguars not generating any pass rush as Flacco goes Todd's way again, and it's picked! Nate Bell jumped it! They've lined up Todd on the left side most of this game, so Nate Bell has switched sides. And after his roughest outing covering Amari Cooper last week, Bell bounces back to collect his 4th interception. Now the Jaguars have a great scoring chance. From midfield, pass complete to Julius Thomas, and that starts the drive with a gain of 9. 2 timeouts still remaining, but a 3rd down and inches. Passing, Bortles throws it off the fingertips of Marquise Lee. Jacksonville not about to waste this opportunity. 4th and inches. They go for it and get it. Yeldon breaks it outside to the 25, and he's brought out of bounds, which stops the clock. Great to see Yeldon break off a nice carry again. Now on 1st down, there's Julius Thomas again inside the 10. 1st down and goal, Jacksonville. They now have 1 timeout left. 3 receivers on the field. End zone shot for Chris Matthews, and he can't come down with it. They look his way quite a bit down here. Now with 27 ticks on the clock. Bortles throws it middle. That's caught by Chris Matthews, and the Jacksonville Jaguars will use their final timeout with 21 seconds left. Yet again, third down and goal for Jacksonville. Back to pass. Bortles floating outside the pocket, has to make a decision. And he throws it to Thomas, who didn't break the plane. And now the clock is running. And they're not rushing the field goal unit onto the field. They will just take a chance here if they can get the play off. 3, 2, 1, they got it. One last chance. Bortles has it knocked down by Will Hill. And they completely sabotaged a great scoring chance. 14-10 Ravens lead at halftime. That is a tremendous disappointment to end the half after mounting a little bit of a comeback and creating some momentum. The way this game began, it looked like it may get ugly. The Ravens had 2 impressive touchdown possessions on their first 2 drives, but the Jacksonville defense has improved. It's a 4-point game to start the second half as Yeldon tries to take it outside and there is nothing but purple jerseys in front of him. Robinson checks in, Thomas slot right, third down. Bortles fires outside for Marquise Lee and he overthrows him, fourth down. Great field position for Baltimore on their first second half possession. To the air on first down, Flacco goes right back to Damien Todd. The rookie has been his favorite target in this one. Twins right, including Damien Todd. On second down, pass complete to Dennis Pitta, stopped after a gain of 8. Here is third down and short. 2 tight ends plus Juszczyk, who gets the carry and the conversion for Baltimore. They're now at the 28 of Jacksonville. Keeping 2 tight ends on the field, now a fake. Flacco down the middle for Gilmore, and he's lucky that one just hit the ground. Now Pitta and Gilmore line up right. On second down, a quick out for Dennis Pitta, and that will get close to the first down marker. No Juszczyk on third down and 1. Instead, Flacco passing, and that's incomplete. I think Sergio Brown had a chance to pick that one off as Flacco wanted Gilmore. Ravens had 3, it's now a touchdown game. 8:38 to go in the third as Yeldon tries to find a crease, and instead he finds Jaquan Jarrett. Chris Matthews, the third receiver on third down. Ravens blitz. Here comes pressure, but Bortles hits Thomas short, and that will move the chains again. Chris Matthews remains in the game, first down. It's a screen out to Marquise Lee, but Zadarius Smith is there again, and Lee maybe gained 1 yard. Robinson the tailback, Hearns isolated left. On third down, Bortles quickly dumps it off, and Robinson breaks the tackle to convert, and he's brought down at midfield. Denard Robinson is having himself a good game. Yeldon checks back in, takes the handoff, and won't get much. Darryl Smith again. And it looks like Yeldon is shaken up. He was also hurt momentarily last week, so Denard Robinson returns. On second down, rolling right, Bortles has to make a choice, and he decides to throw it away. Great man coverage, including deep, where Allen Robinson and Jimmy Smith are exchanging words. They need the Baltimore 40 for a first down. Robinson stays in against the blitz, and Bortles has Marquise Lee. This will get the job done as he spins down near the 32-yard line. Thomas again, the inside of that trips look. 4-man rush. Bortles hit but gets the pass out to Chris Matthews. That will bring up a third down and short. Do you keep it in the air here on 3rd and 2? The Jaguars will. Bortles with time has Lee again to convert inside the 15. Lee, coming off that great performance last week, again is contributing. On second down, Bortles pumps. Doesn't like what he sees, and now he's in some trouble trying to escape, and he's sacked. It's Zadarius Smith catching him from behind. It's a loss of 6 to set up third down and 14. Bortles back to the air. He wants the end zone and is intercepted by Will Hill. Getting aggressive on 3rd and 14 in the red zone. And the target again was Chris Matthews. He had an opening, but Hill was reading it and made a great play. The Ravens preserve their 7-point lead, now take over. Third quarter is winding down as Lamar Miller is stopped by Paul Posluszny. Again with that offset eye look. Handoff Miller. Juszczyk makes a great block on Posluszny, and that allows Miller to reach the 33 for a first down. I wouldn't take Juszczyk off the field. Another give. Miller trying to break it outside, but the edge is contained by Sergio Brown. Back to a single back formation with 2 tight ends. On second down, Flacco firing outside and complete. It's Damien Todd wrestling away from Byron Maxwell. Thankfully the sideline was there. Damien Todd is the real deal. The third-round pick has his third 100-yard performance in just his 6th game. Whether it's man or zone, he's gotten open. First down, quick out again. Dennis Pitta's ran that like a million times in this game. First down, Ravens. Big drive for Baltimore after the interception by Will Hill. Now driving in field goal range, Lamar Miller showing some power as he picks up 7. And there's Juszczyk back in the game. Second down, a toss. Miller's speed to the 20, and he can't get around Brandon Boykin. That's a huge open field stop. Can the Jaguars hold? Ravens need 3 against the blitz. Pass is incomplete. Damien Todd had it and lost it. The Ravens had 3, and it's now a 2-score game. Can the Jacksonville offense get going here in the 4th quarter? Plenty of time for Bortles, and Allen Hurns breaks free. Across the 40, Hurns gets about 16. TJ Yeldon has returned to the game for Jacksonville, but Bortles back to the air. He goes Robinson's way on the outside, and that converts. And now Robinson is shaken up. That looked like a fairly routine tackle. Hopefully Robinson is all right. There's Jaquan Jarrett creeping down. Bortles fakes to Yeldon, but can't run left, so he runs right, and Bortles made something out of that play. Impressive. Now at the Baltimore 38-yard line. They'll try the screen again. Here's Marquise Lee losing more yardage. Arthur Brown makes the stop. That play lost 6 yards. Good news for Jacksonville. Allen Robinson is back in the game, but it's 3rd down and 9. Bortles to Hurns, and he can't make the catch. Great coverage by Ladarius Webb. Here's a second look. Hurns nearly had it. Instead, 4th down. Baltimore ball, they're up by 10, 6:46 left to go. Flacco gives to Miller, and Rolando McClain makes a nice stop. No gain for Miller. As we approach the 6-minute mark, 3rd down for Baltimore. Up the seam for Pitta, and it's incomplete. Sergio Brown there in coverage along with House and Maxwell. Thankfully, that was a quick 3-and-out for the Ravens, as the Jaguars will get it back with just under 6 minutes left. Here's Robinson on the return as he sheds the tackle and breaks for the green. Across the 45 of Baltimore, makes a man miss, goes back to the inside and takes it to the Baltimore 40. Great field position, but the Jaguars need points. On first down, pressure there, but Bortles checks it down, and Yeldon will get about 3 on this one. Lee and Robinson paired up left. From the pistol on second down, flag flies, Bortles in some trouble and throws it away. What's the flag going to be? It is holding on the Ravens. And the Jaguars catch a nice break as Jimmy Smith was holding Allen Hurns. On second down with 5 minutes left to go, pass complete. Allen Robinson moves the chains, and the Jaguars are back in the red zone. Now approaching the 4-minute mark, Bortles pumps left, fires right. Matthews is there for the grab inside the 10. But he didn't quite convert. Jaguars hurry things along, and it's a handoff as Yeldon gets outside and dives in for the touchdown. The Jaguars make it a 1-score game on the second TJ Yeldon score of the day. 4 minutes remain, and this is now a 3-point contest. Can the defense come up with another stop? They will have to contain this Baltimore ground game. They line up in the eye on first down. Stretch for Miller. And Telvin Smith is there along with a couple other Jaguars, and that's a gain of 5. 3:21 left to go, now passing. Flacco hits his man, Damien Todd. House tried to jump it and came up empty. Approaching the 2.5-minute mark as now Miller tries the right side and bounces off of Devon House and gets 5 on this play. Just 2 minutes remain. 2 tight ends on the right side. Straight ahead goes Miller, and the ball popped out! The Jaguars have it! Recovered by Telvin Smith! They've done it again! Dante Fowler with another key play late! Fowler forced it, Smith recovers, and the offense has plenty of time. They're already at the 37 of Baltimore. On first down, here's Yeldon. Great move back to the inside, and powering forward, Yeldon falls ahead to the 21 for a gain of 16. Now they've been inconsistent to this part of the field. Big spot here for Jacksonville at the 21. Bortles floating out left, lobbing deep for Robinson and overthrows him into the end zone. Now a second down and 10, Yeldon to Bortles left. He gets the handoff, following Marquise Lee, trying to break it outside, and the tackle's made by Brown, which saved a first down. This will be one of the biggest plays of the game against the blitz on 3rd down. It's picked up, and Robinson makes the first down grab and nearly scores a touchdown. 1st and goal from the 1. Jacksonville trying to take the lead. They're taking their time. 14 seconds left, and TJ Yeldon has his 3rd touchdown on the day. This one gives the Jaguars their first lead. Another comeback by the Jaguars. Can they hang on? 12 seconds left. And luckily, they're kicking with the wind, so they avoid a Damien Todd kick return. The Ravens have to travel 80 yards in 12 seconds. Flacco sending everybody deep. And now here's the big arm. He throws it as far as he can. Pass is tipped around and incomplete. There will be one more play, barring a penalty. Last play of the game. Everybody go along again as Flacco puts it up, and the pass is incomplete. The Jaguars have done it again. 24-20. They stun the Ravens here on the road. Unbelievable. They pull off another 4th quarter comeback to win the game. Down 10 in the 4th quarter, the Jaguars get 2 big touchdowns from TJ Yeldon, and of course, another big play by Dante Fowler, who is having a great 2nd season. I was very worried with how this game began. We saw Damien Todd beat our defense deep. Lamar Miller was running pretty effectively, but they only scored touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. The rest of the way, only 2 field goals. They mainly lined up Damien Todd on the left side of the formation, so I adjusted with Nate Bell to hopefully combat his speed. But Todd still had a very good game. I was surprised they didn't test us at all with Brashad Perriman, but they tried to use mainly 2 tight end formations, run the ball with Lamar Miller, pass the ball to Damien Todd, and occasionally Dennis Pitta, but it only got them 20 points. I think part of their lack of consistency later on was the boom-bust nature of their running game. They had a lot of negative or short runs, and we got them into favorable situations, and our defense took advantage without getting much pass rush. Offensively, we still had a lot of mistakes, especially at the end of the first half, and the Will Hill interception, which was just a great play by him, but we ran the ball much better, although we had to rely on a couple big runs by TJ Yeldon to really get much going. That one on the last possession to start the drive was fantastic. Our receivers did a good job catching the football. There were very few drops. Allen Hurns and Allen Robinson made big plays, Julius Thomas as well, and Denard Robinson, who was very effective in his limited touches. One more stat to wrap this one up. Dante Fowler now has 3 forced fumbles on the season. He is the only one to force a fumble on this defense. Now we look ahead to Week 8, as the Jaguars will take on 4-2 Tennessee. We beat Tennessee earlier in our most exciting comeback in Week 2. That was a game where Nataki Mason was injured, and we pulled off a 21-point 4th quarter comeback with Case Keenum engineering the offense. But still, Tennessee worries me. They're talented on offense. Marcus Mariota is back in the lineup, which he played a terrible game against us last year. And of course, it took a 21-point comeback just to beat this team. So we know we can't let things get out of hand again because a comeback of that nature is very unlikely. And even though we're 5-1, looking pretty good right now, the Titans are just 4-2, sitting right behind us. I expect another very tough game from Tennessee, especially because we're 3-0 against them in this series. Chris Cook, by the way, has an interception for them, so watch out for their secondary. And that will wrap up Week 7. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like if you did. Let me know down below in the comment section, who do you think is the MVP of this victory? Maybe give me a guy on offense and a defensive MVP as well. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already, and check out all the other content here on my channel. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in Week 8 in another big AFC South matchup. Have a great day, and I will see you then.